In May, I'm climbing Denali, the biggest mountain in America, and I'm using it to raise funds for the Arizona Fisher House. It's a program that takes care of our military and their family when they need it the most. And I need you guys to help me sponsor this climb so we can get some money put together for these dependents and these people going through possibly the hardest time in their life. It's the least we can do for what they've done for us. So the reason I chose to do the climb for the Fisher House was because it draws a lot of attention. And honestly, I'm climbing anyway. I mean, it's a personal goal of mine. I'm gonna climb the biggest mountain in America. You know, and while they're getting drawn to that process, then I can help people be aware of what the Fisher House is. And I think it'd just be a good tool for me to raise money for them. Why Denali? So the reason I chose Denali, honestly, was kind of by default. When I first made the goal, I basically woke up and thought it would be cool to climb Mount Everest. And I Googled the best guide companies in the world to take you up to Everest. I called them on the spot. I said, hey man, I want to go to Everest. They asked me if I've ever done any climbing before. I said, no sir, but I'm sure I'll be okay. When's the next trip? and they said, well, unfortunately you can't just climb the biggest mountain in the world, so you've got to do a couple more before that to show us that you're capable of doing it. So they got me onto Mount Rainier in Washington, and it was more testing your physical ability to make it up to the mountain, you know, mentally if you were going to be able to cut it. And then they train you there, and they sign you off for that one, and then you can do Denali, and then I can do Everest. The big thing with Denali is because it's a lot of climb time, and the weather is rough, especially coming from Tucson where it's beautiful. I'm going to be flying straight into minus 75 degrees ambient, not wind chill. You know, so a lot of the times it's building up these huge block ice walls to block the wind, bunker down, survive the night, wait for the weather to break, and then shoot up the hill as far as you can go and then bunker down again. You know, so it's a brutal climb. You're not just walking up a trail to a peak. There's a lot involved with it. 50% of the people that try make it to the top, 50% don't. So most people do the other 6 summits, and then they save this one for last because you might have to do it, you know, however many times that you got to give it a shot to get to the top. And a lot of times it's got nothing to do with you physically, mentally, nothing. It's just the weather, Mother Nature, and trying to beat the odds and get up to the top. The purpose of the climb is twofold. Number one is to raise awareness, just to make sure that the people that need to use it know about the program. Even me being prior military and everybody around me being military, I didn't know about the program. So number one is to make sure they know the program's there, so when they need to use it, it's available to them. The second part is to make sure that they have everything available to them so that they don't have to worry about having the comforts of home while they're there. That's what we're raising funds for, to provide toiletries, to provide food, to provide cleaning supplies, to provide everything for them. So that's one less thing they have to worry about while they're going through one of the hardest, most serious points in their life when they're taking care of their spouse's dependents or whoever's at the VA.
Chris Cobb has pledged that 100% of funds raised through this campaign will go directly toward Arizona Fisher House, supporting families in need while a veteran is undergoing care at the VA hospital. Visit housesfortroops.com/Fisher House to donate or learn more.